Okay, there are three methods that we can use to find the equation for a straight line. The one I want you to be most confident with, just as a backup, is the calculator method. And for the calculator method and for the 2-point method, you need to find two different points on the straight line. So I'm going to look at this first problem here, and I'm going to identify two different coordinates that I'm interested in. So the first coordinate I'm going to highlight is this point here, which is 3.5 and 7. So I'm going to write 3.57, and I'm going to use the intercept here, which is 0, 2. Now, as I said, there are two different ways that use points to find it. And I suppose actually all ways actually need to have 2 points because you've got to find the gradient some way. I want you to be confident with the calculator, so we'll do that one first. So our 2 points are here. Doesn't matter which points are 0.1 and 0.2 because we're using the calculator for it. We clear all just so that it's ready to go, and we enter our coordinates in, making sure that the values or the coordinates that are together are actually together. So in this instance, we've got 0, 2, and we've got 3.57. List 1 is our x values, list 2 is our y values. We go into calc, regression, linear regression, x values in list 1, y values in list 2. We're going to have the calculator make the formula for us, so we don't even have to substitute anything in. Push OK. Now, A is our intercept, which we know, 2. B is going to be the gradient 1.43. But that's a bit hard to remember. So what we're going to do is we're going to push OK. It's going to draw it for us. We then go into this little icon here with the y1, y2 on it, and look to see that our equation has been put into it. Now this equation in red is actually from a previous problem and hadn't been cleared. So we then just write the equation as being y equals 2 plus 1.43x. We're now going to show how to do that by hand. So we need to decide which one's 0.1, which is 0.2. Doesn't matter which one is, it just helps us keep it in our head. Makes this x1, y1, x2, y2. And we find the gradient first. So 2, I should say, hang on a minute, 7 is our y2 value. 7 minus 2 over 3.5 minus 0 equals, when you put it into the calculator, the value that we found before. Now, our first method that we looked at for finding the equation was to just find the gradient and have the y-intercept given to you, which it is here. So we've got the 2 here. So our equation becomes y equals 2, because we know the y-intercept, plus 1.43x, which is what we got using the calculator. We can double check that it is actually a positive gradient, and we have a positive sign here. Okay, so for this one here, we're given 2 points. We notice that there isn't actually a y-intercept at this point in time in the question that's given. So we're not going to be able to find the equation just by using the gradient and the y-intercept. We're going to actually have to find the y-intercept. And again, I want you to be as comfortable as possible with the calculator. So we're just going to look at the points that we have. So we've got 4, 10, and we've got 2, 1. We're going to put them into our calculator. And again, it doesn't matter what order you put them in, the calculator will work it out. As long as your coordinates are together, you've got your x and your y. Again, we're going to regress, linear regression, list 1, list 2, turn on the formula, hit OK, OK, and then go into the y1, y2, and there is our equation there. And it makes sense in that we have a negative y gradient, a negative y-intercept. Given we've got 0 here, it makes 100% sense that it would not be a positive. And then we have a positive gradient because as x increases, so does y. So our gradient is 4.5. Now, to show this using the by hand method, I guess, we could say, we're going to, again, label the points 1 and 2. So I'm going to put this one as point 2. Now, again, it doesn't matter what one you do as point 1, point 2. I like to make the bigger point 2 so that I'm avoiding negative numbers. We then put it into the equation, m equals, so we've got m equals, and we've got 10 minus 1 over 4 minus 2, which gives us 9 over 2, which gives us a value of 4.5, which is what we worked out before. And again, this is how we know we can use our calculator as a starting place just to prove ourselves correct. That then gives us the equation, or part equation, y equals a. We don't know what our y-intercept is yet, plus 4.5. To find a, we're going to substitute one of the points into the equation. So I'm going to put in 1 and 2. So we end up with the equation 1 equals a plus 4.5 times 2, which gives us the equation 1 equals a plus 9, 1 minus 9. When we move it to the other side, it becomes a negative. A equals negative 8, and that's our answer. Or I should say, our answer would actually be the equation. So it would be y equals negative 8 plus 4.5 x. Okay, so again, we're going to do the pink one first. I'll do it in pink just so we know that we are drawing in pink. Okay, we need to pick 2 points on the line. Doesn't matter what 2 points we pick. None of them are particularly easy, so I'm going to go with this one here as being 1 point. So that will be 5, negative 4, and might do this one here, 7, negative 3, so negative 3 and 7. Now this one is going to be a negative graph. I'm going to just do it by hand and then I'll do it in the calculator without afterwards. So we've got point 1, point 2. The negatives are going to be unavoidable in this instance, so really don't stress over which is point 1, which is point 2. Okay, m equals 7 minus 4 over negative 3 minus 5, which gives us, now remember when you have a negative and a negative, it makes it positive, so it's 11 over negative 8. And I'm going to, and then we'll just do, you can work that out as well if you want to. being negative 1.375. Okay, we're then going to make a part equation, which is y equals a plus bx. We're going to substitute one of the values in. I'm going to substitute 0.1. So y becomes negative 4. A we're trying to find. B is negative 1.375. I'm going to leave it like that for now and then round afterwards. Times 5. Okay, so in this instance, that becomes 6.875. I'm not rounding yet, we'll round later. A positive and a negative makes a negative, which means when we move it to the other side it becomes positive, which gives us a value of 2.88. I've rounded at this point in time, so A is equal to that. Our final step has to be actually writing the equation. So the equation for that line is going to be y equals 2.88 minus 1.38x. And to prove it, we do it on the calculator as well. So again, you go into statistics, you enter your data points. Regression, linear regression, list 1, list 2, copy, okay. Our values are the same, but we can see that more clearly when we do this. So our equations are the same. Remember to round to 2 decimal places because that is what you'll generally be asked to do.